been thinking a lot about the reactions to the announcement last Monday, April 20th, for the new names for the young women in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And if you're not a member of our church, the young women are teenage girls ages 11 turning 12 up to 18. And they just got some new names that have received mixed reviews. And mixed reviews in individual people too. Like for me, I heard them and I was like, oh, I had my own reactions, right? And then my reactions changed as I sat with it and opened my heart and read and listened to some beautiful personal testimonies about them. So my heart changed about it. And so I don't want to give the impression that I, by any means, was never questioning or having a hard time with any of it. So I'll put that out there first. Second of all, I know that people who are having a hard time with them and needing to sit with them longer aren't automatically like having attitude problems. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a murmuring issue. It's not a complaining issue. It's genuine concern for their program that they work so hard to curate and protect the culture of in their own congregation. So it's coming from a place of care and love. And I want to make it clear that I don't see hesitation, and I don't see frustration and confusion and hesitancy to adopt as lack of faith. I really don't. But I did have an experience about a year ago that my mind went back to this morning. And so I had been Young Women President for years and loved it. And then it was time to make a change, and I was being released from my calling. And that was hard. I would have stayed in that calling for forever, but it was clearly time to have a change in leadership, and I needed to do something next. And so I remember, so I knew that a new president had been called, or extended the calling, and it was kind of in that in-between phase where she had said yes, but it hadn't been official yet at church, but she knew that I knew, right? And we were on a youth temple trip. We live in the Washington, D.C. area, and we were at the Washington, D.C. temple, and she and I were sitting just watching all of the youth, and I just felt so much love. I felt so much love for the youth, especially the young women who I had built these beautiful relationships with. And I felt so much love for her. And I remember thinking, oh, like, it's going to be so hard to let go of my girls, and to not be with my girls anymore. And I felt the most clear, distinct message come to my mind and my heart. That's how I know that it's not just my head. It's when it zings in my heart too. And this thought said, these aren't your girls. They're my girls. You had the blessing of holding them with me, and now she will. And in that moment, I realized it's so true. Like, my service was not mine. I gave my service to him. I gave my service to Jesus Christ, and he has those girls. They are his, and they're not mine. They're not yours. We have the blessing of holding them for whatever time we're allowed to, and invited to, and privileged to. But ultimately, they are his. And these names, I know we feel inclined to shorten them so that it's easier to refer to our classes. I know that we feel, maybe that they're not what we would have chosen. Because sometimes, like for some of the people, like you have chosen names for your classes, right? To substitute for the number, like the age group numbers. But these are the names he has decided he wants for his girls. And to take that and insist that we have a better idea is a choice. It really is. And I would say it's not a sin, because you're doing it from a place of love. You're doing it from a place of protection of the culture you have created, and that's a beautiful thing. But there is more available. With God, there is more available. When we partner with Jesus Christ in holding these girls, that's what's available, and they need it. They deserve it. So please, if you're feeling like this is hard, consider the idea that these are his girls, and he has shared what he wants for his girls around the whole world. I'm sorry if this offends you. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings. I'm sorry if it's hard to hear. But I did feel like I needed to share this story, and I hope that in some way it helps you. If you are having a hard time with it, whether it's, if you are a young women leader, or if you're a parent trying to adopt this, or feeling like, oh, really, like these are his girls. And even with our own children, right? Like these are his, and we have the privilege of holding them for as long as we're allowed to. But we're holding them with him. And this is a stewardship, not an ownership. So, for what that's worth, I love you. I hope you have a fantastic day.